Hey guys, welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and today we're going to be spending some time talking about Destiny 2 at length. Destiny is a game that always sparked my interest simply because from a viewer's perspective, simply looking at other people play, it looks definitely cool, and a bunch of my friends also play it. So the stage was set for me to try the game. And back in 2020, I bought Forsaken, if I remember correct, so everything up until Forsaken. I played about 50 to 60 hours, and I did enjoy the game to a certain extent. But it never really fully resonated with me, so about 70 hours I think I dropped it. Fast forward a couple of years and some of my friends are still playing or have started to play Destiny again. So at their behest, I decided to give Destiny another shot. But of course, giving Destiny another shot comes with a pretty hefty price tag. We are now in Season 17, this is the Witch Queen expansion. And while the game might be marked as free to play, I'd argue it's more free to actually try than play. More on that later. As soon as I logged in, I was greeted by my old Titan, which looked better than ever, and after a trillion marketing splash screens and do this to do that, I was finally able to go back to the tower, which is the hub town in Destiny. I arrived at an opportune time. It's the middle of a yearly event called the Solstice, so everything was decorated nicely and I could quickly get some seasonal armor and weapons by doing mundane go kill these guys and go kill the other guys types of missions. The armor looks subjectively cool and it's fully upgradable. The last upgrade even has a nice visual neon effect to it, which I really appreciated. This is called the Candescent armor. After that, I started the Witch Queen quest, and at the suggestion of my buddies, I selected hard mode, the campaign being very satisfying and challenging for a poorly geared Titan. But as always, I had my friends to give me a hand, so I quickly grew in power. In Destiny, your power is indicated by your light level, which is another way of saying gear score, essentially. Now, to upgrade this gear, you need to complete seasonal event challenges which will send you all over the system to defeat various enemies with various weapons in various activities. Doing this will award you kindling and event tickets. The kindling is what you want. This is what you need to upgrade your seasonal armor, and for the most part, these activities were enjoyable and they served me well in getting reaccommodated with Destiny. But in order to fully upgrade your armor, all of the challenges must be completed and none of them are repeatable, which meant I had to do PvP challenges. Something I never really enjoyed in Destiny, but I wanted to get the armor upgrades complete, so what followed was an excruciatingly painful 25 games in Crucible and Gambit. I would like to point out that Crucible was a whole lot more bearable than Gambit was, so do bear that one in mind. Me and my friends formed a 6-player fire team, and we won one out of the 25 games. A single game, most of the time being squashed by tryhard teams that knew exactly what they were doing. And while I was new and didn't really know my way around PvP, I had several team members that knew exactly what they were supposed to do. Needless to say, it was a terrible experience and it almost made me quit the game again. Apparently the matchmaking is not really all that fantastic in Destiny, but this is not what drew me to the game. It was not the PvP, it was the PvE. We're gonna get to that later. After my painful PvP experience, I thought to myself, maybe this is just me, right? Maybe I just had a bad experience, I had some bad luck today. Let's ask around some Destiny players and see what they think about it. And in general, the very large majority of opinions when it comes to PvP were negative, so that's something to bear in mind since I have no intention of ever doing it again. The issue here is not that the PvP is not great or that the matchmaking is bad. The issue here is being forced into PvP to get the materials to fully upgrade your armor. That is an issue. But I want to take some time and talk about the systems in Destiny. If you're a newer player coming into the game, you will be hit by a mountain of information coming at you mostly all at once. So the learning curve is a bit steep. It's important to understand the classes, subclasses, the different types of weapons, how they work, what are they good for, which perks are good and worth keeping, what weapons should be farmed, and for what activity. I think in Destiny it's key to understand how to build your subclass and for what purpose exactly. What stats do you need, how does armor react when you fully upgrade it, and so on and so forth. For a player like me, getting to know and understand these systems is enjoyable and something I keep looking forward to. Now I do wish they had a better way of explaining certain aspects to the player, but it is what it is. I will add the fact that it's frustrating not to know what to keep and what to dismantle, and you might very well end up junking a weapon with a quote-unquote god roll simply because you had no way of knowing it was good to begin with. Now I'm fortunate I have my community to help me out with whatever information I need, but others will have to scour websites and try to figure out what's what. I should also add that in order to deal with the whole lackluster inventory thing, some of the Destiny 2 community uses a third-party system. Now, you have to log in with your account, which put me off it simply because third-party add-ons and in general third parties are not really accountable for mostly anything, so that's a big no-no for me. Let's talk gameplay. At its core, Destiny 2 is a good old-fashioned shooter with superpowers. Sound familiar? It should, because there are a lot of popular games nowadays that use basically that recipe. The gunplay is super solid and satisfying. You can't really fault it. Guns feel precise and weighty, relaying to the user what I would describe as the correct feedback and feeling. No matter what weapon type I use, it is always enjoyable. Even the bows, which I love so much, feel impactful and strong, even though they are not currently favored by the Destiny 2 meta. Running around feels like a classic FPS with a jetpack that you need to learn to control properly because there is a parkour element in this game, and sometimes I feel it's a bit overplayed. It can also get a bit frustrating till you get the hang of your jump, simply because you're gonna keep falling to your death. But hey, playing is learning, and that's the whole point, is it not? For me, coming from Warframe, the movement system feels a bit slow and a tad on the clunky side, but if you're coming from something more classic like Call of Duty, let's say, you should feel right at home. While the weapons feel great to use and sound amazing, they seem to follow classic weapon archetypes, which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on your preference. I, for one, was hoping for some more out there designs, considering Destiny 2 is set in a sci-fi setting. There's a never-ending plethora of burst automatic, pulse or whatever else rifles, handguns, rocket launchers, SMGs, you get the point. As for your superpowers, these come from your subclass, which is essentially what makes you a guardian and not just Joe with a gun. You get to choose from 4 subclasses, but do bear in mind that one subclass per class is locked behind a paywall, which is a crying shame. Again, more on that later. All of them feel different and rewarding when you get to use them. From the flame hammer swinging Sunbreaker to the shield chucking Sentinel, all are satisfying and rewarding to use. Popping your super and going all out is when Destiny 2 gameplay is at its absolute finest. Problem is, the game doesn't allow you to do that all that often. It takes a while to charge, and this is more of a big bada boom cooldown rather than a regular occurrence, which is a bit of a crying shame. Missions in Destiny 2 come in a variety of shapes and sizes with various fancy names, but the very large majority consist of come here, kill these guys, go over there, kill the other guys. Which is fine for a shooter-based game, but it does get awfully repetitive for the day-to-day grind. Thankfully, the overall engaging and rewarding combat keeps the game upright, much like an ARPG allows for hundreds if not thousands of hours of the same grind, thanks to the satisfying gameplay. Now, speaking of satisfying, the raids in Destiny 2 are without a doubt its strongest aspect and the reason to play this game. There are plenty of raids and dungeons to spend time in, mechanics to learn, bosses to defeat, and loots to be had. Every single raid I played so far was a great experience. Even Vault of Glass, which is touted to be one of the weaker raids, was an enjoyable experience, but at the polar opposite, The Last Wish was just simply stellar in terms of mechanics and needed execution. Also the theme, the thematic, the sound, absolutely top notch. Not only that, but you get to fight the last Ahamkara, which is essentially a space dragon. Okay, granted, you only really fight its head, and they could have done more with a, dragon boss fight opportunity, but nevertheless, the fight was very fun, subjectively speaking, of course. So if you're looking for a game with a great PvE endgame and raids are your thing, I can say with full confidence that this is it. Lore-wise, some in the Destiny 2 community praise it. I had a hard time getting to grips with it simply because it's very fractured among Destiny's expansions, and I also had a 2-year break from the game. Initially, when I started the game, I was treated to a starting campaign which explained who I was, what was the plot, what I needed to do, and why the hell am I shooting at those guys. The whole bit is now no longer in the game, being taken out alongside some raids and other content. This was a very controversial move on part of the developer, especially considering that they are now returning some raids and taking them back out again? Yeah, it's weird like that, just to say the least. And I can't exactly say that taking content out of the game that you paid for already is good practice, but I was committed to understand what's going on in the world of Destiny and to refresh my memory to what happened in the past. So my only choice was to listen to a 4-hour-long lore video in audiobook style which explained D2's lore up until Forsaken. Now I finally understand why I was shooting at these various factions. On this topic, enemy variety is very good. There are 5 or 6 factions, each with their own unique strengths and weaknesses. though some do kind of blend into one another, still enemy variety is not something you can complain about in my honest opinion. Graphics wise, while this may be an old engine, the game still looks very good and I love the biome diversity alongside the enemy diversity. Not only that, but the sound is also done exceptionally well, especially in certain raids. Optimization is also a plus for Destiny 2, the game running smoothly even in open worlds on lower spec machines, with some of the landscapes simply being breathtaking. I will only complain, however, about the obscene amount of loading screens while you get to a zone and in the zone itself. Nothing's more annoying than riding your sparrow through the beautiful scenery, admiring the beautiful detail, and suddenly, out of nowhere, loading. That's just not the way. But let's talk customization. Destiny 2 has a few ways of customizing your character, appearance, and not only. Each armor piece can be colored in a large number of different ways through the use of shaders. I remember these being consumable, but nowadays they are permanent, allowing you to fully fashion your character a whole lot easier and a whole lot faster. There are banners, skins, transmogs, finishers, emotes, different mounts and different ships, and all of them giving a good degree of customization and a lot less limiting than it was 2 years ago. Thumbs up for that. I especially like how you get a cool effect on your seasonal armor when you get to fully upgrade it. Of course, there is also a store where you can buy plenty of cosmetics for silver, which is the in-game premium currency. You can also, on some items, use bright dust, which can be obtained from the game, but I couldn't tell you at what rate you can actually get the bright dust. Finally, let's talk money, and this is not gonna be a happy topic. Destiny 2 is marked as being a free-to-play game, but the free-to-play part is only really good for testing the game, seeing if you like how it handles. And if you do make up your mind to go forward, then you're met with a multitude of expansions which you need to buy in order to get access to all of the content. Packs can offer a bit of a better value deal, and a great place to start would be the Destiny 2 Legacy Collection, which is €60 or your regional equivalent. Of course, if you're in the US, it's gonna be $60, which is cheaper. Yay, Europe. This includes Beyond Light, which gives you access to the latest subclasses, the 4th subclass, which is the first ever Dark Side subclass for all of the free available classes, Titan, Hunter, and Warlock, which of course are all the best classes in the game. It also includes Forsaken and Shadowkeep, which are mostly negatively rated on Steam, mixed or negative. I have no idea if you actually need these per se, since the developer does a great job of making things confusing. It is a well-known marketing strategy to confuse a potential customer in the hope they will buy everything because of the fear of missing out. And finally, the last content, the latest update or expansion or whatever, the Witch Queen, which comes in 3 packs. Hold on to your butt cheeks for this one. You can get the standalone Witch Queen pack, which is €40, 40, or your original equivalent. Or the Witch Queen Deluxe, which is double that, €80. That brings 4 extra seasons, season 16 through 19, right now we are in season 17. Because yes, Destiny also has seasons and season passes. 2 5-year dungeons, a weapon, and a few cosmetics. That's what you get extra in the Deluxe pack, which is €80. Oh, but it doesn't stop there, my friends, because there's also a 30-year anniversary Witch Queen thing, €100 or your original equivalent. And this one extra has the exclusive dungeon called the Grasp of Avarice Galahorn Exotic Rocket Launcher, which coincidentally apparently is the best rocket launcher in the game, according to a couple of Destiny players. Let me know in the comment section down below if this is legitimately true. New weapons, armor, and much more. This is copy pasta from the product's description over on the Steam store. Wow. Just wow. So let me get this right. I'm a new player, right? Coming into the game. I want to get all the content just to make sure I don't want to miss out, and I have to buy the classic pack for €60 and the €100 pack Witch Queen, right? So that means €160. Wow. Just wow. Incredible. Alright, fine, that's a bit rich for my blood, maybe I can tone it down a little bit. I believe a more realistic approach is to purchase Beyond Light for €30, standalone Beyond Light, which gives you access to all of the subclasses, which is important, yes, you want to have all the facets of your class, and Witch Queen Deluxe, which includes the season passes. This will bring your total to yet a still staggering €110, dollars, cow poo, whatever you have in your region. Even if you decide you don't care about the seasons, you can get the standalone Witch Queen pack, which is 40, and your total still goes to 70, considering the Beyond Light pack, which honestly to me that is a must-have considering you get another subclass. The price, my friends, is very high. It's a lot to ask even by modern standards, and it's a big commitment to ask of a new player. I can't in good conscience recommend it. Maybe on a 50-75% sale, though I have not really seen any Destiny sales on Steam simply because I have not been following the game. You let me know in the comment section down below if they actually do sales. Destiny 2 demands an above premium price, way above, but it does not deliver, from my humble point of view, a premium gaming experience. Now the price could be justified by the amount of content offered in these packs. I can't speak to this since I have not explored all the facets of the expansion so far. Of course, this did not stop a D2 fanboy from calling me delusional for not liking the price of the latest expansion packs, but hopefully this is not a reflection on the entire D2 community. As a general conclusion, I intend to keep exploring the world of Destiny 2 as there are still many things to check out and I do enjoy playing the game, at least for now. But if none of that bothers you, go for it. You will find Destiny 2 to be a great PvE experience in competent shooter form. And I do believe, my friends, that is pretty much it. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, and if you love the content and you want to help me keep making it, consider supporting us via Patreon. Link in the cards right now. Until next time, my friends. Bye-bye.